Probably give it a couple minutes for my stream to catch up with everybody. Oh, almost got the usual playing my own stream audio over. Anyway, today we are doing King of the Summit, round 32, WingedKuriboh versus Vfree. We are just waiting on the players. So yeah, what's up everybody? Hope everybody's having a good day, good afternoon. I hope my audio balance is fine. People told me I should turn my music down a little bit more, so I did. What's up, Luxid? Luxid. That is the correct way to pronounce it. I think. Cool, cool. Glad to hear it. Okay. Yeah, let me do that. Just a hair. That's probably a bit better. It could just be that I wasn't talking loud enough too. But I kind of do that because my mic's not the best. If I talk like really loud, then it could peak a little bit, so I try my best to avoid that. I've never really felt like I had a sexy voice, but I guess it depends on your perspective, right? One moment. Sorry, I was just opening a drink there. Didn't want to just have that pop. Player should be here any minute. WingedKuriboh already told me that he's ready. So, and I just told him to give me a couple minutes to get set up. And yeah. So Vfree definitely has some really strong units. What's up, Ant? I know because I'm on Baldia, and so is he. And I've always cried because I could never have as good of a Landford as him. Oh yeah, thank you. Man, I'm a professional. Good thing I got you guys to keep me in check. There we go. That should be changed. Oh, stream's live now. So let's hop in. Yeah, quality looks decent enough. And it's cool that we don't have audio. I just got some music playing anyway. The worst thing about forgetting to change your title is you have to go in after the fact, or after you're done streaming, and edit that VOD name too. It's like, double see your mistake. Anyway. So we almost see a mirror matchup here, or is this a mirror matchup? There's no Sigma from WingedKuriboh's side. And that's in place of Dog. So it's Dog versus Sigma, and there's also no Reen. First ban Rosin's very typical for a debuff box. What does Vfree have over that? Lico. So it's Lico and sorry, my brain just totally blanked. Lico and Sigma versus Dog and Reen. Those are the only two differences. WingedKuriboh opted for first banning Rosin, pretty typical of a debuff box. And Vfree bans Hilda, which well, there's also Shelf. In WingedKuriboh's box, he has a strong YL route, as well as a decent Tensei route with units like Mariel and Tejas, or Shelf and Himiko. You could choose to ban out both the YL, but then you're still leaving yourself with other annoying threats. And WingedKuriboh goes straight for the healer bans. That's the other difference, it's 4 healer versus 3. And that gives. But I guess their boxes aren't that similar. Picking Liana after your healers get banned is pretty much your best option. Player 1 Liana is not necessarily what you want, but it's better than nothing. You can always just ditch Act again if it's a problem, or you can just keep it and save it in for some sort of winning play. Bolzel and Himiko. After you see the Rosin Liana ban, you know that you're going to be a bit weak against the debuffers. Vfree can still pick up Kruger or Lico. Both would be annoying. Kruger because of his reach, and Lico because she makes it hard for you to stand still, but Florentia is an aggressive pick. Her Act again, especially as player 2, and her Breeze gives her a lot of ways to fight. The map should be considered a bit, it can get really easily choked up here. But flying units are also really good. And so, rather than opt for a debuff option, Vfree picks Sigma. Out of what's left in this box, probably only Reen and Elwyn are the sketchy people to kill. Elwyn would die, but he has an Endure, you know, so it'd be okay. Reen, there's no terrain. Yeah. And WingedKuriboh looks confident in his Reen's ability to tank Sigma. There's currently no defense buff for the Reen, and there is Gospel for the Sigma, so it could be a kill with Shadow Duel. Depending, there's no way to get Reen a defense buff in WingedKuriboh's box anymore. So Sigma and Tejas, there's a chance that Sigma gets counter-killed even if he does kill the Reen, but if he doesn't, then you still have a good single target option against the Landius. And so WingedKuriboh has gone, excuse me, full in on the debuff. There is a teleport from Tejas, but with last pick Landius or Gizaroff, it's really important for you to keep your DPS alive. If you lose your DPS, then it's so much harder to bust them, and maybe you take out one debuffer. But Giz can still be really strong in endgame, and he can punch Landius decently hard. And we see Shelf. I think Shelf's a really strong pick when you have two other AoEs like that, especially debuff AoEs. She can score kills on Sigma and Tejas. if the Giz are off his demon, he can just straight up die to Heaven's Sanction or her 3C, and even if he doesn't die, he gets stunned anyway, but he will die. Sky Archers are a good choice on this map. And this shelf also had Landius faction buff, so she can afford to run her 3C without it costing her a lot, as well as bring Demolish for every turn. Oh my god. I gotta black this out. Anyway. As for Vfree side, I guess I kinda did cover that. Yeah, it looks tough because Giz just isn't a really hard carry early, and he's not even bringing buff value to anybody in this team. Well, T-Jess, actually. That's pretty convenient. She can use Strengthen on Sigma. She can also use Strengthen to boost Liana up a bit. But T-Jess does already have Hilda, so it's not like the buff is that big. Pretty normal skill sets. Nothing really too crazy from Vfree, just playing a nice standard game. I didn't see what he was running on Liana. Personally, I like Sky Archer here. As for Shelf running Shrine Maidens, Sky Archer can be really good on this map. Mainly because you can sit Shelf in that center sky tile, and one range melee units can't really hit her. Assassins still can, but Sigma has to get within 3 blocks to be able to guard ignore her. And honestly, especially if this is a Twilight Star Sigma, Shelf is dead, but I kind of think she'd be dead anyway. Giz usually wants to summon his construct before he faction buffs because his 3C determines the stats of the construct. It scales better with more effects than it does with buffing Giz usually. Plus you want to just be able to move that construct forward. So Kruger gets a breeze proc. That's a really annoying part about Kruger, is that he doesn't need clock. His 3C just resets, or it gets set to 3 cooldown anyway. And if you consider that on top of his long range because of his act again, excuse me, then yeah, you can pretty much hit Vfree, or WingedKuriboh can pretty much hit Vfree's entire team here. Not that you would necessarily want to. So we see the Reen target. So Sigma's range with his Shadow Duel is 5. Reen needs to transform. Yeah. And WingedKuriboh is kind of calling the bluff, right? Either that or he's willing to trade. Which makes sense. Even if Sigma gets traded for Reen, you're fighting just T-Jess and Giz for DPS, and I think that Kruger and Shelf will easily win that matchup. So Liana did bring Sky Archer. It's unfortunate that you can't summon it more than 3 tiles away, because now Kruger's 6 debuff talent that gives him damage is activated. That's the primary use for Kruger's 3C, as well as giving people annoying amounts of debuffs. And so Reen just goes in, and this is very favorable. When you're player 2, you can always make sure they don't have a healer to counteract your AoE. And this looks pretty brutal because, yeah, you have to heal. You know, actually, I don't know if you have to heal this. To some extent, it could be better to just wait and back off. But at the same time, Kruger has a breeze proc. We're probably gonna see some stuff get wiped pretty quickly. Shelf isn't in range. The option was act again on Reen, which I really liked, rather than say breezing Shelf, so she could be a bit closer, maybe kill that Sigma. So yeah, this Reen has just gotten great value. Here, T-Jess probably needs to move, but she got heal blocked. So yeah, I like this play a lot, because your only chance is to stop this AoE from happening. So if Kruger gets silenced here, well, even then, he did get silenced, by the way. Even if he does get silenced, Florentia will likely just be able to purge this. So it's rough. It's just a tough position to be in. WingedKuriboh's pointing out, oh my god, I got silenced. This sucks. Commentator's curse? Yeah, probably. That's all me. But yeah, Florentia just purges it here. And the other thing that happened is Kruger's breeze got dispelled by the construct. It had dispelling self-destruction component, which does dispel 2 buffs, if I recall correctly. And so he lost his breeze. Looking at his range still, T-Jess is out of follow-up range now, but she's still heal blocked. And Kruger has 2 self-centered AoEs of 5 range. Heal block on Landius is kind of annoying. In this position, Sigma can't even attack this Reen. I mean, I guess he still could. It depends on what debuffs he has, like any sort of damage decrease. That makes sense. She purges the heal block on her. The most important thing is to just stay out of range at the moment. And she also pulled Sigma to safety as well. It's a nice defensive play. It's part of the strength of T-Jess is that she's so versatile with teleport and being able to act again. She even has strengthen. She can be a buff factory too. So Winged is just going to push up. There's nothing threatening him. Rena's out of AoEs. Liana will get another turn to heal people up. But Sigma might actually be dead to 2 stacks of Reen, 1 stack of Reen and 20% fixed damage. Yeah, without soldiers. Okay, it looks like he manages to survive. At the same time, yeah, Sigma's dead here now. This can still be a 1-for-1 trade. T-Jess would need to hit that Reen. And Shelf gets a breeze proc and a helm proc. So her range is now the entire frickin' map. So you have to heal. And then you're going to eat Kruger AoE, and you're going to eat Shelf AoE. And so Vfree's team is looking like it's just going to be in a permanent state of on their last legs. I'm not quite sure if Shelf can reach Gizaroff right now. Hilda probably could have killed Reen. Yeah. But Reen doesn't have any skills. Yeah, and she would have needed to bring Royal Cavalry, I think. I don't think she would have one-shot from full. It's kind of a better position for Shelf to let Kruger move first, that way she can hit the entire enemy team. And yeah, Giz just gets deleted, and GG. The breeze proc on Kruger didn't really matter. I think that WingedKuriboh just had the stronger team. He had a lot more control over the match. He had an act again. He forced his opponent into always being on the back leg and pretty much choked him out. As for what should be good to see out of Vfree, he might want to bring in more healers, or he might want to bring in more long legs. WingedKuriboh, I'm no expert on the backup box phase, but I think if what you have worked well, it's nice to not change your box too much. Reen is still very scary. Sorry, I missed the transition. So we see Wataru brought out. Long legs, Lusty. She's pretty good on this map. D-Lit. As for WingedKuriboh's side, we also see Lusty brought out. Similar thoughts, and we see Liko. So I like what Vfree did a lot. He also brought in the dog that he didn't have. So what he's saying is, I know your debuff box. I'm gonna pick long legs, so you have to pick a tank. And Wataru is actually pretty damn good against Greenlandius. And I'm also going to pick dog, because that's more pressure on you and band pick. Dog is still really great against debuff. And then D-Lit, of course, similar reasons. Bring in another healer. And with the Liko pick, it does seem like Winged was sort of expecting that. He felt that it was going to be a longer game, so he brought another healer. Liko is good in long games, and there's no one to erase her tiles here. As for bans, we saw Reen get banned immediately. Don't want to deal with that player 2 Reen act again nonsense. On turn 1, pretty scary and hard to deal with. And then Lusty, banning out the assassins. Gives T-Jess free reign. And Winged, on the other hand, is very respectful of the long leg options. There's still Elwyn, but second pick Rosin is very interesting here, since there's so little debuff and you still have so many healers up. She can perhaps bring faction buff. That would pretty much only be good for Florentia, but Rosin's not the worst against single target. I mean, Crystal Healing is something, and Miracle as well. Out of Flo and Liana, she's the only one that can give you damage increase and decrease. And so we see Himiko. That's after banning Dog, because Dog really just neuters her damage. She's still annoying, but and D-Lit, for similar reasons, she can apply Gospel. She can act again, which goes through those debuffs very quickly. She has Sea of Miracles. D-Lit can even tech Forest Priest. Although then you're giving up a lot of damage. Probably less relevant if you have a healer already, and T-Dis as well. She does some healing duty. Ares, we saw yesterday in Absol vs B-Guy that a Ares failed to kill a Himiko. There's no damage increase available for Ares. There's a lot of forest available on this map. There's also going to be Landius, so he has to melee her if he wants to have a chance, but Landius will reduce the crit rate so much that you need some sort of AoE can opener, maybe Himiko. We see Kruger again, who Himiko is helping to enable his talent, and Kruger will also synergize very nicely with her with the amount of debuffs he's going to place on the team. It's going to be really hard with Florentia as your only debuff remover to remove any debuffs. Florentia is okay at it, but she usually wants to have another Dispeller. Banning out Liana and Flo. I feel like it's very risky to give WingedKuriboh's composition T-Jess. The teleport can be really annoying, but we do have T-Jess and Ares to help zone. You can't just fling them in. So yeah, WingedKuriboh went with Elwyn. The play there is remove guard. It's going to be hard to do against Himiko, because you probably won't be able to hit her anyway. But still. As for what kind of skill sets we should see, Himiko versus Hilda, you usually don't want to see her 2C push, Ceiling Cow technique I think it's called. Shadow Raid could be good here. You have some AoE to enable that. You can also run Sealing Technique to shut down a unit. Sealing Technique actually does some pretty decent damage as well. So, as far as Vfree's team goes, we have an Ares Himiko combo, and potentially T-Jess can even bring Meteor and also contribute to AoE. But there is a Razan, so maybe that's what WingedKuriboh foresaw. He was leaving up AoE picks, which Razan is very good against AoE. I do think it's more likely we see single target Ares here, because he wants to make sure he can zone Elwyn as well as Kruger, but immediately we didn't see single target. AoE Ares does make sense too with the Himiko combo. So we see 3 C-list Razan. Razan's not really in threat here. Miracle damage is always appreciated, as well as the tankiness. And Mass Crystal Healing is what you want against AoE comps, although being able to consistently refresh it, especially when you have a Himiko on the field who can steal a lot of buffs, there's a turn of downtime on her Mass Crystal Healing, plus anything that gets removed without 3C. And that is the window of opportunity for an AoE composition when Rosin doesn't have 3C. So I think we're going to see a pretty slow tank push game. We do see Florentia and Hilda on Vfree side. That's always a very good combo. When you're player 1, giving up turn priority does suck, but given that this is probably going to be a longer game, you could consider acting again a unit turn 1 immediately. Just don't take don't give over turn priority later, just take it from or just give it up from the beginning. That way you don't get screwed into a bad position. But WingedKuriboh does have long legs. He has Kruger and he has Himiko. Himiko can't be punished. There's frankly a chance that no single target Ares will not be able to kill a Kruger with a basic attack. After he uses his Dark Ward skill on himself. There's pretty much nowhere Ares can run without wrecking his team with debuffs, so that was a good Kruger 3C target. Oh wait, did I miscount by one? I think I did. Yes, actually he could move completely out of tank range, but he can't because of Elwyn. Well, he could. Yeah, he could, at least for this turn. At the same time though, Ares is going to get slammed with debuffs, and anywhere he'd have to move to be aggressive, he'll be out of range of Florentia, so his follow-up's going to be weak. Oh. Are we just gonna see Ares go in immediately? I wouldn't mind seeing Miracle right now, just to be safe. I suppose there is a... Well, the problem is when Ares acts again, he is going to potentially get some debuffs that are just going to ruin this play. And Mass Crystal Healing is just... it's guaranteed. You're not going to kill a single thing. Regardless of Kruger having that 3C debuff on Ares. So yeah, Mass Crystal Healing was definitely the better call than Miracle. He can't hit Himiko. He could try to kill Kruger. Okay. Yeah. You pretty much can't go in. You have to wait. It did force Mass Crystal Healing from Rosin. So there is going to be that AoE window of opportunity. But yeah, both players playing the tank push game. Takes a while to get to meet up when you're both playing comps like this. Although, probably see Himiko go in pretty soon. WingedKuriboh's Himiko is in a better position. Vfree's Himiko can't quite hit everybody. Excuse me. As player 2, you can pretty much wait until you have the last action, and that's usually the time you want to use Himiko, unless you're using her to prevent some sort of play, then you might have to use her early. But then, if you do that, at the start of the next turn, he will have to spend a turn using Florentia's turn. Immediately, which means she can't act again anybody. Because you're also going to be dealing with the Kruger follow-up. This song's probably abrasive for people, so I'll skip to the next one. I love that song, but gotta have some good judgment sometimes. Plus, this is much smoother. So Kruger's talent is already active. We don't have a buff for Kruger, but that's okay. He doesn't exactly need one. I suppose it does dampen the Himiko-Kruger combo. Himiko is also somebody that can be considered vulnerable to AoE damage. Her bulk isn't fantastic. It's okay with her, but if like once Rights gets disabled, and especially because we're still not quite at the point where most people would have 6-star Himiko, mostly 5-star. It's less relevant on WingedKuriboh's side because of Rosin again, but we'll see Mass Crystal Healing run out next turn. And after that, that's probably Vfree's opportunity to go in. There's no sense in burning your cooldowns when a large portion of the damage is just going to get healed up anyway. You could try to fish for steals. I think you would guarantee steal Krugers, but you would also guarantee steal Rosins, but killing Rosin with AoE is not exactly something you can do. Especially not Mage. It's really hard. She has minus 35% AoE damage straight up, and she has Maidens. Basically hit her for peanuts. Yeah, here we probably see Rosin move. All the threats are gone. Oh. Huh? I like making Florentia have to use her action at the beginning of next turn immediately more. So does Winged. At this point, this is turn 2. I believe that Hilda used, she used her guard first turn. So Florentia didn't have a buff. I don't think you necessarily need to use your guard immediately. Getting flow stacks sooner is nice. Then you could just be spamming Breeze on, well, I guess Himiko's 4 move. T-Jess and Himiko, I mean, it's still +1. Well, no, because of her +3 ability for Hot Hot Hot. But you can give it to T-Jess, who procced Breeze. Yeah. Still, it's just... Also, well, you know, I can understand why to use your guard first against Ellen. He can potentially dispel your guard, and you want the guard to be up sooner rather than later. So yeah, that makes sense. Kruger did bring Acid Burns. That's actually pretty annoying for Florentia and T-Jess to deal with. Almost makes you think that Kruger should be the can opener here. And maybe Winged agrees since he chose not to go in with Himiko. I can understand that too. You could do it for free, but there's not too much follow-up yet. You still need the rest of your team to get into position. More specifically, Kruger. T-Jess could reach Landius here if she has Genius Staff. It doesn't do too much. He gives her a turn of 25% DR. You can just wait. And yeah, just the debuffs, they are small, but when they're all stacked up, your units just do not perform as you would like, or as you would normally expect, of course. I feel Winged is pretty ready to go in within the next turn or two. I was thinking about plus formation because you want to be prepared for Elwyn dispelling your guard. It's still okay for T-Jess to punch here because she can just move back next turn. But probably Ares needs to be directly next to Hilda so he can save his action for a nice opportunity. And I don't know, this just looks pretty lined up for WingedKuriboh here. Pretty soon his entire team will not be able to avoid being AoE'd by Himiko and Kruger. So it's okay to be patient here. So I just saw that Landius's attack stat. That likely means it's Overlord's badge. It could be some other things. Overlord's badges ran on Landius these days, mostly as an anti-Himiko tech. And it's just nice to have a Landius that can do some damage. But that's why we saw second pick Rosin so early. And that band pick was really nice that he left up AoE characters, because that's Rosin's strength. As well as first debuff, of course. Another underrated aspect about Rosin is her talent heal. Even though you punched Landius here, and normally after she moves you wouldn't be able to get any healing, you still got a decent chunk back after. And that it combines very nicely with crystal healing, which was off Landius at that time, I believe. Himiko goes in, and against Rosin, her debuff dispel is annoying, and she's not doing much otherwise. I was just thinking, do you go in with Himiko there, or moving Landius? I liked the idea of, again, making Flo have to heal at the beginning of next turn. Right here, Flo has a pretty nice 3C lined up, and there's a chance to clock it. Yeah. Purging that attack down debuff on Ares. That was the point of that. He doesn't care too much. He would have just healed up anyway. Like in terms of from the healing. He still has one turn of evil though. I like this. The music got hyped as things started heating up. So Ares goes in here and check the debuffs immediately. He got damage dealt down. He's going for that Himiko, who doesn't have last rites, I believe. Yes. And so there's a chance Himiko dies here. Misses a crit, but it looks like it's still enough. It's because she's injured too. So that looks like dead Himiko? Yeah. Ares also gets to run away. The Florentia AoE combo there. And so next turn, Vfree will be losing turn priority. So that means there's absolutely no reason to not just use Act again. If Elwyn dispels guard here, which I believe he did, he should have, yeah. He can kill T-Jess. Hilda probably wants to move to save her. Or you just move T-Jess. That works too. Probably nicer since that keeps Florentia close enough to Hilda to be able to heal her. And Elwyn cannot reach Florentia. He can't kill Himiko. This is very nice positioning from Vfree. And very respectful of what his opponent can do, even when he's ahead. That's how you stay, that's how you keep games won. So we probably will see Landius die this turn. It will happen from Florentia acting again T-Jess. Ares is able to punch. 3C on Rosin could have been nice, because if Rosin uses her 3C, Himiko can't push her. Excuse me. There's also some positioning to be said with Landius, who can do the same thing. Yeah, I think that's a good move. The other option here is don't kill Landius, use Act Agains to take out Elwyn. That looks good as well. Saving his healer action all the time for waiting for that Kruger to move. And that's the problem when you lose a unit. The turn order shenanigans start to get really hard to deal with. Unless of course you trade. Himiko being unpunishable here is a very nice asset. There is acid burns into who has an attack buff or a damage increase buff from Rosin Tenya. There is that play. Yeah, he WingedKuriboh respects that with Act Again here, his Elwyn could just be killed. Kruger acid burns into 3C is, I mean, it's some damage, but I don't think it's enough to kill anything. T-Jess has her holy shield. Oh, you know, maybe Himiko dies here actually. That was a lot of damage. It was a crit. I don't know if that made much of a difference, but we'll see. Definitely the Tenyo attack buff, because you see 2 attack icons, that helped. Yeah, of course. So T-Jess doesn't have her 3C, so she won't output any healing. I believe. She shouldn't be able to kill Landius, even with injured Guardian Infantry. She's injured herself. I do think Fireball is up. It really should be. It's one cooldown and she acts again all the damn time. So what we probably see here is immediate Kruger 3C. Oh no, yeah, just take the T-Jess. I'd take that too any day. She's definitely the strongest win condition there, as well as the person threatening Landius the most. Ares doesn't have his 3C available, and he's so far away now that he can't really punish anything. And I think Himiko needed to be healed there. It looks like there is only 3 debuffs for Kruger's talent, so he's only working with 15% damage. But still, she's pretty paper. I think hitting Florin is just fine. It's not like anything can really punish you for doing that. You could even opt to hit Ares if you wanted. But no, he wants to save Dark Ward to cycle. Ooh, so close. 1,000, I guess it's not that close, you know. Hilda's guard is up. Currently, WingedKuriboh is occupying more center tiles in the map. The proper turn order here is Rosin moves first. That way your Landius can stand here and still get Rosin's talent heal, whereas if you moved Landius first, he wouldn't. And there is the push, but yeah, Landius is a good wall for that. Does this become a game of who can control center the best? Now Himiko's push isn't down. I think it's been enough turns that her 3C should be back up. I like pushing Landius into center. Oh, my music stopped. I'll play something else. So, if this does become a center push game, then we still have Ares, who can pull WingedKuriboh's team out. There's no longer a strong AoE combo, but there's still Kruger to put out a lot of debuffs. He saved his act again for cycling faster, which means he can do his acid burn combo starting again next turn. This time he won't have an attack buff from Tenyo, so the damage will be weaker. Why do you think that, Luke said? I don't follow. Um, I see. For when Ares can AoE and Himiko too as well. Ares 3C should be up this turn. Yeah, and the act again too. I gotta get it. Basically, we're going to see Himiko use her 3C, and there's the Ares Wind Whisper that'll be available for that next turn, and by having act again, you can force... Yeah, WingedKuriboh also has turn priority here, so you can force him to not have a healer action. I think... Yeah, I was going to say, I believe Mass Crystal Healing is up. And yeah, Landius, this is part of why Overlord's Badge Landius is really good here. Thorns is pretty annoying, but he can just punch, he can really chunk Hilda, as you saw. And I believe Elwyn did not clock Sword Soul, so there's still a bit of time for that to come back up. Act again, Hilda. That's for the similar reason. Well, I think you... I don't know. Yeah, rather than just Mass Crystal heals here. Yeah, it's just for extra move, right? And I see that Himiko is going to dispel Crystal Healing on Kruger, perhaps? I do think he'll heal first and then she dispels. Yeah. And he did she did dispel it. She did clock, but the team is still really healthy. And if you use Ares 3C here, you won't have it later to pull WingedKuriboh out of mid. And this 3C just... You got a chance of killing Kruger, but again, we have that Kruger 3C debuff on Ares. That's not a... Well, I don't think he could have gotten 5 blocks anyway. So yeah, he opts to pull out of mid and try to take mid... Or Vfree opts to pull WingedKuriboh out of mid and try to take middle himself. Oh! Kruger dies. Yeah, it's all about that Himiko. Excuse me. Dispelling that Mass Crystal heal on Kruger. Which I believe she had a 50% shot to do. This usually won't... Yeah, it's a forest. On forest, flyers get 20% damage reduction. And so it's too hard. Maybe Elwyn should have moved there, but I don't know if he had Sword Soul. Yeah, and he doesn't. But he can still kill Ares. But the problem is, there's not a good way to kill Hilda here. And Vfree is ahead on damage. Also, if Himiko's 2C is up, her Sacred Cow, then Rosin is dead. Yeah. And this looks pretty hard to recover from. At this point, you just lose on damage. Or you could even just die before that, but it would be a slow and painful death. I'm just thinking, is there like any hope? And I got nothing. So it looks like we're gonna go to game 3. That was a very long and drawn out game. I'm not really comfortable with saying either player made some egregious mistakes. Egregious? Yeah, I really wasn't expecting Kruger to die there, and that's really just from there the game was lost. It was under Langrisser, and the crit still happened, which Ares should have like a 40-ish. No, you should have like minus 50, so at best like 30% chance of critting, something like that, if you have like a 15% crit at Ares. Yeah, that was like an 11,000 HP Kruger. I don't think the first hit crit, but also his Ares positioning was really good. He specifically meleeed Kruger, so that was part of it too. If you AoE'd from the 4-man spot, then you probably wouldn't have gotten that kill. And he also, oh, he got 2 people pass through as well, so he should have actually had a bit more crit. Anyway, we're back in the game. See Wing go back to his original stuff, but bring out Lusty. As for Vfree, he did not change anything, I believe. We've seen Vfree ban Hilda every game. Oh, we also see Listel. And I think Listel is still good, as long as you ban Rosin. She's another YL pick too. So yeah, there's a lot of debuffs coming out from Winged. But there's a lot of long legs for Vfree. Gotta ban the Lusty, gotta ban the Sigma. I suppose you don't have to ban Sigma. And first, pick Lusty. Vfree knows I still have 3 tanks, so I can afford to pick a DPS like that. Elwyn ban looked good, but so does this. If you do this, you can just take out Liana and Florentia and Deedlit on the next turn if he picks a tank. And Juggler is already somebody I think Debuff likes to ban. Player 2 Liana as well. Yeah, we're just seeing the debuffs. So Vfree has to pick here. Do I want a tank or do I want a healer? Keeping in mind that if you go tankless, we have 3 long legs in WingedKuriboh's box. We have Ares, Illustrial, and Elwyn. So he'll get one for sure. Maybe at the cost of getting a healer himself. Yeah. So the healers still aren't threatened at all. We still have 4 people left who can heal, so you can even let, well, T-Jess, I mean, she does some heals. Gotta run clock T-Jess if you want her healer, I guess. Don't do that. Maybe do that, I don't know. So Vfree decided to pick a tank. And running no healers versus debuff. We can also see a Kruger pick. It looks rough, but it's possible with Illustrial. And Landius is a bit slow, especially on this map. So WingedKuriboh's like, I'm gonna play the trading game. There's probably, well, there's still Mariel. We're gonna see her, aren't we? Mariel can be ran as a healer. That's part of her versatility, and you also have Hilda. However, Mariel is really not great versus debuffs. 4th pick, Elwyn. It's a soft answer to Illustrial. You can just move Elwyn where Illustrial is, and then Illustrial is usually going to be out of tank range, so you're kind of forcing her to bunch up with the tank. And Winged is totally fine going no healers. We're gonna see Kruger here, I would guess. His range is really valuable, and Kruger will give you that damage dealt. That also, his 2 costs, Midnight Feast. It provides you some healing for damage dealt. So here we're banning out a unit that can't get punished by a single target. And we're also banning out Ares because he's not the longest range, but his AoE with no healer would be really threatening. And instead of Kruger, we see Basil. So this game's pretty crazy. I'm a little out of my element with aggressive plays like that, so I could definitely say some wrong things. But we have Wataru, who is a good answer to Green Landius. I'm not sure if he can kill Guardian Infantry, specifically because we saw Overlord's badge on the Landius earlier. He could need that mobility down for his 3C. Illustrial on WingedKuriboh's side has, actually they both have Elwyn buff. And Reen and Basil is, we got a lot of DPS on Vfree's side that can fan out. I mean, Elwyn and Lusty can kind of prevent that, but there's Elwyn and Lusty on both sides. Does Reen, Basil, Landius beat Hilda, Mariel, Wataru? Definitely not if Landius just dies. And the fact that Vfree has healing is tough. Mariel, though, she will be bunched up with the tank until she breaks her commandment. This map is a little awkward for her, especially if the tank just pushes up first, because then she has trouble getting her ignore guard condition. In this game, I think Vfree needs to be very patient. He probably... You know, I don't know. That's what I mean, I'm out of my element. I'm like thinking what happens when Mariel gets nailed with Bozal and Reed AoEs. And it doesn't sound good. So he probably needs to be aggressive. I have seen Mariel bring mass attack as an answer against that with Salvation. But against Reed and Bozal, it doesn't sound like that's gonna work too great. So Guardian Infantry on Wataru and Landius on WingedKuriboh's side ran ran heavy Centaurians. You should probably expect Landius to run Guardian Infantry against Wataru and Mariel, but I guess Elwyn. The thing is, I wouldn't expect Elwyn to be the first one to go in when you bring those troops. Like, what happens if Wataru just straight up one-shots this Landius? It's red-red versus green-green. And he is running just full mobility on Wataru. Yeah, I think he will too, Luke said. Yeah, Wataru has plus 30% attack, I think. So he's pretty crazy. If you have a 6-star Wataru, anyway. I mean, even Mariel has good opportunities against this Landius. But at the same time, the biggest problem with Wataru is that he will kill Landius and disable his revive. So it's not like other people that could just, you know, maybe, or probably take one life off of him. Bone Dinos on Lusty versus Elf Riders. I feel... Oh! We see, Vfree is running Ullr's Bow on his Celestial, which is pretty standard, but it looks like WingedKuriboh is running either Extreme Magic Bow or likely Stinger. I was going to talk about... I feel that Lusty could 3-range kill a Lusty with Twilight Star with Bone Dinos. Maybe not on terrain. Yeah, Elwyn faction buff is the big thing there, so that's what I was thinking about, but it's only 2-range Lusty. Crystal Warlocks on Bozal. Gonna slow him down quite a bit. That Bozal's pretty insane. 1750 in. On Wing side, he needs to get his Bozal and Reen across the map. And he has to do that while he's being threatened by an Celestial and an Elwyn. Mariel is just staying far back. And even more pertinently than the other threats is this Wataru, who has to be zoned. breeze on Lusty. However, there is not a tile for her to ignore guard at the moment, but it still does prevent you from well, to be fair, she could already reach that tile Wing just clicked on there, so I don't think it really makes too much difference. I guess this tile is scary, whereas yeah, it's this tile that makes things annoying from that breeze. Now you probably have to push the other way up. There's just not a lot of way to push against Lusty like that. She'll just kill whatever. She'll kill this Lusty, she'll kill Disposal, she'll probably even kill Reen. Well, definitely if he's not transformed, but even if, it's a good chance with own Dino. So, that is... The good thing about that is Lusty could still reach. Oh yeah, Lusty could still reach. But it is Landius Aura. That's 15% range damage reduction. It is another 30% damage reduction from Rain. And then the Highlanders themselves have 15%, plus 20% from Tech. That's like 90% damage reduction or something. Just quick mental math. I wasn't paying that much attention. But yeah, I think... The other thing is, Reen could lose 2 talent stacks. He could also lose 1 talent stack in tier. I don't think he has any other buffs. I would think that's dead, but I've seen it. I've seen matches where both things happen. I've seen matches where Reen tanks, and I've seen matches where Lusty kills him. It's probably there's a lot of factors. Those Taurus stats are so crazy. He doesn't even have a buff. That'd be like 1100 defense with like 1700 attack. It's insane. He's such a stat monster. So this is a pretty interesting stalemate because both people are getting zoned by each other's Celestials, but you know what? Wolf Rider Lusty against this Wataru? I don't think she can kill that. He only has 1 buff too, so that's 20% damage lost from 3C, as well as 1 debuff. Oh wait, I think? Yeah, I think. Yeah, there's guaranteed no crit either. So that's why Guardian Infantry were brought. So we're gonna see Lusty go for it. Yeah, Sure straw. This is the last game, but I'm down if you want.
Alright.
Hello.
Yeah, so this is the last game. What's the score?
It is 1-1.
Oh, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, this was a really good set.
Okay. Interesting. Let me get the teams real quick. Just catching up now.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. It is interesting though. I see Wataru.
Yeah, he brought Guardian Infantry to counter the Illustrial.
Yeah, Guardian Infantry is also interesting, for sure. But it does make sense that he's trying to counter Illustrial. Yeah, all of his units really hard to kill here. Wataru's tanky. I think Mario's dead though. With 3C from Illustrial.
Damn. I would not expect that. What do you think about Reen into this Reen versus Bone Dino Lusty?
Should be a kill. Let's see the stats. It's on Forest right now though. On Forest, it's very risky. It's super risky. It all depends on the debuffs and the buffs that you remove for Illustrial.
And probably crit.
Crit, I guess so, yeah. Illustrial does have really high crit chance. Then again, there's a Langrisser there, so...
Yeah.
800 defense, not that high.
Yeah.
It should be a kill. There's no buff for him, so it should be a kill. And it's not stealing, so it's 100% kill actually. If it's stealing on Forest, it's very, very hard to kill actually.
Yeah, they get 20% DR from that, so...
So this one should be a kill, but I'm not sure if he's going to go for it. Because there's also Bozo, but then Mario can kill Bozo, I guess. But if he throws away his Illustrial, then he's just gonna get zoned out. So it's a super big risk. You have to go at the right time.
Yeah. You can just choke him out, and plus you can just wait on Reen, right? He needs to push up and hit you first, and that's just going to be him burning his transform.
So we'll see. I think the good targets, I think they're all good targets actually. Reen, Illustrial, and Bozo. Bozo you can take care of with Mario, possibly, or Wataru. But if this is an Overlord's badge Landius, then Wataru can't do anything.
It is.
Yeah. So
but it's heavy Centaurians versus Red.
Heavy Centurion versus Red. Oh, it's a 1 kill. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the mobility down prevents, or the mobility down prevention prevents the revive effect.
Yeah. So, because I mean, yeah, Wataru you can use it to kill up the tank. Someone like Landius. Or you can use him to go for like a sniping, right? You can ignore or then kill somebody off.
Yeah.
But in this case, yeah, most likely going to be. So he's going for Reen. Should be a kill. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Crit. But now he's gonna lose his Illustrial 1-for-1. And like I said, the problem with that is that he's just gonna lose zone control now, and WingedKuriboh's Illustrial can't pick off the Mario. And if you lose that Mario, it's hard to deal with Bozo, right?
Yeah. And you lose zone control. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I was going to say he also doesn't have a lot of backup time, so it's going to be hard to figure out the zoning.
Yeah, I mean, not having backup time is... You can't really make the good decisions, I guess. It just happens to everyone.
Yeah.
Especially like tournament setting, you burn through time, you don't even realize it. And
yeah.
You run out, you panic, and you just make dumb moves. And we'll see what happens though. So the clutch would be killing off this Landius with this Wataru. I'm not sure if it's capable, but that will make things a lot easier. That Elwin can kill off basically anything, and also Mario can snipe Bozo or Illustrial. And we can't really see the zone, the danger zone for Vfree, because we're spectating from WingedKuriboh's side, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that Mariel's in range right now.
You really think that she'll die to Alestro with Wolf Riders?
I think so. With the death terrain, 100%, but I think so.
I guess it's just Lusty has so much damage increase, she just rips through it.
Yeah. Mariel's tanky, but if she procs something like Wind Wall, for example, then that would not be a kill. So there's no risk, even if you're capable of killing her. I mean, the correct timing would be going at the end of the turn anyway, after Mariel moves. So, which he probably won't move his Mariel to the last.
Yeah.
That way you can maintain zone control and maybe bring back Alistro safely, or go for a second kill.
Well, Bozel is in range to AoE everybody.
Oh, he moved. So it's actually not in range. Okay, but we'll be in range next turn. But now this Landius is in range of Wataru. But you do have to remember, yeah, I don't think there's a way of killing the Landius off one hit because there's no faction buff on Wataru. And also Guardian Infantry is not too strong. Then again, it's Lancer versus Trees. Not sure. Okay, so remove the defense buff there. Or it might have removed the talent.
Yeah, I think it removed the talent.
Yeah, because defense and attack went down. There's no more attack buff though. Let's see. Because I mean, this Mariel can kill one life of Landius off as well. But she's not in range. Okay, one life down.
Yeah, that looks like a really good trade.
Yeah, for WingedKuriboh.
Yeah.
Already really can't do anything now. So he is going to go for the kill here. There's still a lot of attack should be killed. One life at least. Okay, so cannot hit them.
Mariel can't really reach for another turn. And she's gonna have to eat a Bozel AoE.
So he's gonna kill Elwyn, looks like. I'm not sure about throwing away his Elwyn like that last turn though. Maybe he wasn't sure if the Wataru can kill Landius.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good justification, because once those heavies are down, it looked pretty easy.
Because, I mean, having Overlord's badge also means that you're gonna get heal blocked.
Oh yeah, this is a Stinger Alestro, by the way, I think. Oh no, it was EMB.
Oh, that attack is super high. It's Rough Sea, Healer's Bow.
No, it's
EMB.
Yeah.
Rough Sea EMB. Because that attack is really, really high. Tanky, you know. So bad. And Mariel can now heal. And now she's in range. You can sleep Wataru. Or you can sleep Hilda and just kill off Wataru with Elwyn, right? Or you can block.
I liked sleeping Hilda there.
Yeah, I think sleep, because you're not in guard range, but I guess he was afraid of Mariel killing Bozel. But I mean,
yeah.
Mariel with infantry soldiers, you're gonna have hard time dealing with Elwyn. So
yeah, she would just die for it right after, and what is Wataru gonna do?
Yeah, there's a lot of debuffs now on Wataru. Okay, maybe this should be a kill. Oh, blood armor, never mind.
Damn. That was a crit too.
Yeah, without blood armor, I think that's a kill.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, the Shatara's. Oh!
Oh. Wow.
No skill, no kill.
Really, really good.
But he's dead to the debuff anyway.
Okay. Oh, yep.
Yeah, and now you just sleep, Hilda, and Mariel can't really do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she really can. If that killed Landius, let's say that Hilda killed Landius, Mariel could potentially kill off Bozo and Lister in one turn. Does that still win you the game? I don't think so.
Yeah, there's no...
Elwyn that's just gonna kill Mariel right after.
Yeah, just no answer to Elwyn.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, even if that Landius died, I don't think we can win. Nice breeze though.
Finally, she gets a breeze when it's too late.
And it's gonna be really hard to kill off anything now. You're gonna be able to kill off a Lustral, but not Bozo because you don't have faction buff anymore, and also Hilda's silenced. So you can't even buffer next time.
Yeah, so maybe faction buff with Bozel to maintain that buff advantage?
Yeah. But he's being careful against that Mario.
Just because you're ahead doesn't mean you should stop respecting things, yeah. It's very important.
Yeah, I mean, Mario's still in reach anyway. She can hit Lystra and then go for that also.
Yeah, maybe he should have just stood on the fort or something.
Yeah, that's probably better. I don't think she can kill anyway though. That's the faction buff Warlock Bozo versus no faction buff
Yeah.
Mario. I don't think that's a kill.
I think what he was doing was he was baiting her out of range of Hilda.
Yeah, I think you need to be in range of Hilda for the second hit. No, I mean, if you hit Bozo, you can step back three steps, right?
Oh yeah, you're
anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
But this is not bad for Vfree though, because I mean you still have Hilda, which you're safe from Elwyn for now. And Black Hole, I'm not sure if it clocked, but it didn't, right?
I don't think it did.
But Bozo's still at sleep. You can sleep Hilda and then just kill Mario with Elwyn. And that's GG, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you think it'll kill? No skill.
Oh, no skill. I mean, Mario did lose the
Commandment.
And it is infantry soldiers. So I think so. I would think so.
The other thing is Bozel has warlocks to keep sustaining.
Mm-hmm. So he didn't sleep now because it just gets rid of sleep, right? Because Hilda's turn's gonna end. So if he's gonna sleep, he needs to sleep after the turn ends. Okay. Pretty good.
But Hilda has some pretty crazy attack.
Okay. Normal attack. Now this is gonna be a hard turn for Vfree. Because Bozo can sleep now.
Yeah, he has to guard and then you get
if you
sleep.
Guard, then yeah, you get slept and Mario can't do anything. So there's no real answer for Vfree. So yeah, smart move by moving Mario first. And moving up his Hilda out of the sleep range. Very good.
Yeah, he's zoning really well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Bozo wants to punch. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just getting closer for that sleep. Now what do you think?
There's a chance of Thorns. Bozo could do a bunch of damage to him. He could die to Mariel after that. It's risky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hilda can maybe... She can't even go and take a life.
Okay, now it's over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You sleep Hilda and kill Mario.
Elwin has his chivalry up.
Yeah.
So she can't even run away.
Yeah, she can't. And it would be kind of a fair game, I guess, if Vfree had more damage, but in this case, you know, he doesn't even have damage, so.
Yeah. And Hilda's just not gonna make it up.
So there's no real win condition here. Unless, like, something weird happens, and Hilda kills Elwin, and then Bozo dies attacking Hilda by thorns.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. But he clocks sleep.
Because Elwin can get it. Oh yeah, clock sleep. That's rough.
Yeah. Now you don't even have. He recognizes it. Well, WingedKuriboh wins 2-1. Better.
Go ahead.
Better luck next time to Vfree, and maybe if he wants, he can sign up in tops or regular summit if he'd like.
Yeah. Losers for the first round can sign up for TSTL. Absol already did, so you can join in the graveyard, or the losers from this KOTS.
You have any closing thoughts, Straw?
I mean, I only got to watch like the last part, like halfway into the game, but it was a good game though. I think Elwin was pretty important for
Vfree?
Yeah, for Vfree there, because you could use Otaru to at least dispel guard from Landius, and then Elwin can act on that, even if you don't kill off the life of Landius.
Yeah, so maybe you just went in a bit prematurely.
Also, he brought 3C, right?
Yes.
He could have brought Sword instead as well. And then heal block and then try to do something after that.
Yeah, because he did see that it was Overlord's badge Landius in the previous game.
Yeah. So what skill disables revive?
His 3C does, but I think you need to have the mobility down on them for it.
Right. So it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Overload's badge. Okay. Yeah, so I think Sword Soul itself is just better than to dispel heal block. Heal block is pretty important, and then you can try to do something after that. And potentially you could just one shot that anyway, because it's double infantry versus double lancers.
Yeah, I mean it is Guardian Infantry, but still, I think there's a good chance.
Yeah, I think so. Well, yeah, thanks for the cast, Hara, and thanks for letting me join.
Yeah, no, anytime. Thank you for joining me. You have a good day, Straw.
You too. And thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. That is the end of the stream. I appreciate and love you all. That's all we have for today. We will definitely have more matches tomorrow. And I'm out. Bye.